This podcast features immature people talking about very mature content and is intended only for adult audiences. Welcome all to The Pen is Mightier, the world's greatest and possibly only audio fanfiction and erotica competition. I'm your host, as always, Paul JP, and this week it's our Valentine special. Oh, we're getting cozy and rosy, and we're filling each other's boxes with handmade cards and hard-crafted smut, as the theme of this week is, naturally, love. And joining me in this competitive celebration of intimacy and tenderness are three lovely luchadoras. First, we have one of the co-hosts of the podcast, Dude Takedowns, and one of the co-creators of My Immortal, the web series. It's Candace Meeks.
Hi, yay!
Yay! How you doing, Candace?
I'm doing great. Honestly, this is the most interaction I've had in a week. So I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. I'm excited to have you here too. And I'm also excited about our next guest, who is a member of the comedy troupe Hilary Duff Fan Club and a former champion of the live show that this podcast is based on. It's Emma Decorte.
Hello. Hi.
How's it going, Emma?
Oh my gosh, so good. Thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited. It's your grand return to the fan fiction world after being a champion.
Stakes are high. Stakes are really high.
Rounding out the roster today is a returning competitor. She's a writer for the Beaverton and creator of the new weekly show Late Night in Canada. It's Clare Blackwood.
Whoa, it's me.
How are you doing?
You know what? Just killing it.
Just killing
Just having a great time here with my cat.
Aw.
He's my Valentine.
Before we got started, before everybody sort of got into the little online room where we're all recording this, Candace and I were having a good conversation about cats.
I love my cat.
See, this is why we're all friends.
What are your guys' cats' names? I don't have a cat. I hope I can still be welcome in the friend group.
Leave. Get out.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. My cat's name is Gandalf.
And my cat's name is Skylar, and I love him.
That was
Gandalf and Skylar. Those are two very, very different names.
Mm-hmm. Mine is, he is my Gen Z son who plays AAA and wears puka shells, double polos.
Oh, what the heck? Puka shell cat.
And Gandalf is just a wise,
No.
sagely, no?
No.
But he looks wise, Claire.
No, Gandalf is he's very pretty, and
Mhm.
that's what he's got going for him. He's not the smartest cat. And I love him for it.
I looked after him once and I thought he was very smart and very sweet.
Well, you're very nice. Maybe he has hidden intellectual prowess that he just chooses to reserve for the truly worthy, and I'm just not one of those people. I love him. He once ran into a wall trying to catch a bug. So I mean,
oh god. Well, I mean, Sky's very
Who hasn't
smart.
done that?
Sky's very smart to a degree that I fear, but he also is very clumsy because he has wonky back legs.
Aww.
Like he has some condition that makes his back legs weird.
Yep.
And so he falls a lot.
Oh,
But I love him.
yes, you do.
I can't have a cat because my roommate is A, allergic, and B,
A monster.
very vocal about how much he hates cats.
Yeah, monster.
See, I gotta say, I'm definitely a dog person. But
Cool dogs are great.
I love
I'm a dog person as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a dog person who loves her cat more than anything else in the world.
Yes.
But dogs are superior. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but dogs are great.
My cat is my son, but I love dogs.
Yeah.
I also am allergic to cats, so I've always kind of had an aversion to them because if I touch them and then touch anywhere on my skin, I don't do well. I look bad. So
That makes sense.
yeah.
I'm allergic to literally everything, including my cat, so I understand that. I get hives all from anything. Doesn't matter. Anything.
But see, I think that's the difference between cat people and dog people. I find a lot of the time, with obviously some exceptions, where like dog people, if you say that you like cats, they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Dogs are clearly superior." Whereas like if you're a cat person and someone's like, "I like dogs," cat people are like, "Yeah, me too. Cats are assholes, but I like them." You know, like
yeah, it's definitely like you just accept either you accept cats for who they are or you don't. And I'm learning to accept them as the interesting beasts that they are.
Yes.
And they've got fuzzy little faces.
Yeah, they got fuzzy
little faces. They do. Anyway.
Back to the competition. Today, these performers are going to go head to head to head, all presenting readings of erotica in hopes of winning the approval of the others. And along the way, we'll play a couple of quick bonus games for some extra credit. And at the end of the episode, we'll all collectively decide among ourselves who has done enough to be named the winner. So as we've already said, the theme of this week's episode is love. Well, with Valentine's Day coming up this very Sunday,
oh god,
we already know Claire's Valentine is
God.
Does anybody have anything special planned?
No.
No.
I'll just sext some randos.
I'm so alone.
You want to sext some randos?
I said I'm just gonna. Didn't say I want
like
to.
just pick random phone numbers.
Yeah, why not?
Get like your number neighbor.
I did buy some fancy underwear, but then I don't have any. I will not share it with anyone. So that's just for me.
Oh,
that's nice though. You treated yourself.
Right. I think I deserve it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is buy lingerie. So for no reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I similarly won't be doing much of anything. I have the day off from work.
Nice.
Hey,
that's nice.
My day job, and my boss was like, there you go. You got Valentine's Day off. You gonna do anything? And I'm like, no, because I'm not allowed outside.
I was gonna say, sir, it's a pandemic.
Who are we meeting? What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I very strongly considered getting on Tinder last week.
There you go.
Oh. It's kind of an experience.
The thing is I decided against it because, like, I don't have any pictures of me with like a fish.
That's fair. Do you have any
behind the wheel of a car for some reason?
Paul, no, that means that you get better. That's a better chance. If you don't have those pictures, that's a better. You're against the grain.
You know what? If you don't have a fish picture, we will accept shirtless pictures of yourself in a gym mirror, like with like looking down at your junk. I mean, that's also acceptable.
Damn it, Claire, gyms are closed.
Damn it. Well, then do it in your own bathroom as long as the mirror has to be gross and stained.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, no, I just cleaned it.
Oh, damn it!
2 days ago.
No,
you just keep raising the bar.
I know. Honestly, this is better than anything I've heard.
Yeah, seriously.
I just keep accidentally being too good of a man.
You say this as a joke, but you're not joking.
No, like, we're serious.
Like, the bar is so low. The bar is so low.
It's horrible.
Paul, you should try Hinge, because that one's also really fun, because I feel like pictures are just pictures, but with Hinge you can actually like write answers to prompts. And
I got banned from Hinge.
What?
Okay.
I got banned from Hinge.
What did you do?
I rejected a guy, and I think he got mad, so he reported me.
Oh my god.
And they wouldn't let me go back on. They're like, no, we take these very seriously. And I was like, I didn't do anything.
They can't even like look at the conversation that you guys had?
They literally said, like, we believe him when he said I was sexually violent.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I laughed for 100 years. I tweeted about it. I tweeted a long thing about it.
God bless Twitter.
Sexually violent. I talked to this guy for a minute.
Sexually violent.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like this show has by and large been a positive experience, and Candace, if you sully it by being sexually violent,
I'm disgusting, and we all know it. So.
I mean, the last time I was on here, I told a story about Steve Rogers and Bucky like milking Tony Stark, but Candace, you're going too far already.
Sorry.
That was such a good story.
That's amazing.
And you did the the New York accent.
Oh yeah, I did. I forgot about that.
Because they're from
How could
Brooklyn.
I ever forget that?
You want us to drink your milk?
Hey, Bucky took this very, very
It's
seriously.
me, the
okay?
Winter Soldier.
It's me, the Winter Soldier. We're trapped in a fucking cave. What do you want?
If I'm remembering correctly, you came in second that episode to a very game She Hang Ma.
Oh yeah, I think so, possibly.
But if the story that you've brought today is even half as good as the Tony Stark lactation story, I think you might be in for a good shot at victory.
Ooh, fingers crossed.
Well,
Emma, I'm coming for your title.
That's okay. You know what? I love a competition, and I'm ready to give up. I don't know. Never mind. I'm just here to have fun,
the belts.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this competition started. We're gonna fire it up with our first story of the evening, and that's gonna be brought to us by Emma. So Emma, we've heard that you are a former champion of the live show. Before that, or since then, do you have any experience with fan fiction or erotica?
I'm not a huge. I don't read a ton of fan fiction or any other reading materials. So this is just kind of like I basically I'm a one-trick pony. The last time when I won the title, it was reading a pretty fantastic fanfic smut or smut fan fiction of SpongeBob SquarePants and Squidward getting it on.
Classic
And so this time I decided to kind of switch it up, but not. And so I'm going to be doing another SpongeBob SquarePants fan fiction. Although this time he's actually, since it is Valentine's Day, I decided to, yes, keep the sex, but make it a bit more meaningful. You know, it's not just like downright nasty the way it was when it was SpongeBob and Squidward. This time it's SpongeBob and longtime crush and friend Sandy Cheeks. This fanfic is called SpongeBob's Premature Goo. And it's by Anonymous. It is about 8 chapters. We are actually going to be picking up right when they are about to, fingers crossed, successfully have sex. Because the first time that SpongeBob and Sandy went on their date, he prematurely gooed, as the title.
No.
Yeah, so we're actually just going to be picking up right as the couple is about to go and experience what they're about to experience, you know? I forgot to say they didn't actually have sex the time that he prematurely gooed. They were just kissing, so pretty virile SpongeBob who's ready to bust at any moment.
These things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we take you to Sandy Cheeks' place. The couple made their way upstairs. SpongeBob was beyond nervous. He had just had his first kiss a few days ago, and now he's about to lose his virginity. It was a whirlwind of emotions of the sponge, but if he was going to lose it, then Sandy was the girl he wanted to do it with. As soon as they entered Sandy's room, she threw SpongeBob on the bed and then jumped on top of him. They kissed and explored each other's bodies as they were locked in a passionate embrace. "Y'all ready for this, SpongeBob?" Sandy said softly as she kissed SpongeBob again. I think so, he said, trying not to act nervous. "So do I just stick it in or what?" "Tell you what, SpongeBob," Sandy started. "Why don't you just lay on your back and let me start us off? That way you can see what it's all about. And we'll just go from there. But please, let me know if you start to get uncomfortable." "Sounds good," SpongeBob said as he rolled over onto his back. Sandy straddled him and guided his penis towards her waiting pussy. He had no idea what this was going to feel like, but it couldn't be that much different than the way SpongeBob's skin felt.
Oh.
With deep breaths, she slid his member inside of her and then paused to revel in how good it felt. SpongeBob could have made his dick any size, but he'd chosen a length and girth that fit perfectly inside Sandy.
Wait, is that canon?
So
he can do that?
So he can do that because of the fact that he just shapes his little spores into a penis.
Okay.
And that's how he does it.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
She let out a little moan as she started rocking her hip. Not hips.
Just the one.
Just one.
Hoping that something inside her was massaging SpongeBob's special pore.
Oh, God.
As she rode him, she glanced down to look at SpongeBob's face to see how he was enjoying it. His eyes were shut, his buck teeth were biting down on his bottom lip. His breathing was heavy, and she figured he was either really enjoying it or in pain. She hoped he'd tell her if it hurt, so she assumed he was really enjoying himself. "You like that, Spongy?" Sandy cooed. She continued to ride him. "Do you like the way my wet little pussy feels on your big Oh, SpongeBob could only moan in pleasure as the squirrel worked his dick. "I'll take that as a yes. How about you take over now?" she asked, wanting to let SpongeBob try a new position before he came. Sandy rolled off of him and laid on her back. She motioned for SpongeBob to climb on top of her and then helped guide his member towards her eagerly awaiting pussy lips.
Jesus.
"Now slide in and start thrusting your hips," she instructed SpongeBob. SpongeBob slid his penis into Sandy and then started slowly working his hips back and forth. It took him a few tries to find a rhythm, but once he did, he started to pick up the pace as he worked in and out of Sandy. Within seconds, though, SpongeBob felt that now familiar feeling building inside of him. He quickened his pace as the pleasure started to take control. Something inside Sandy's pussy was hitting his special pore just right, and it was sending him over the edge. "Oh, Sandy," SpongeBob moaned. I'm gonna come. "Quick, pull out, Sponge," Sandy said with a sense of urgency. But it was too late. SpongeBob's cum filled the inside of Sandy, and it felt like an even bigger load than the one she got in her mouth. A few more thrusts, and then SpongeBob rolled off of Sandy out of breath and in a trance since he couldn't believe what had just happened. "Dang it, SpongeBob," Sandy said, sounding rather annoyed. "Y'all shouldn't come in a girl unless she tells you to." "Gee, Sandy," SpongeBob said, snapping out of his trance. "I didn't mean to. Please don't be mad." "I'll leave if you want me to." SpongeBob's eyes filled with tears as he started to cry. He was convinced that he just goofed up his relationship with Sandy. Just like the other night when he made a mess, quite literally, of everything. But he knew better than to run away. He wanted to try and talk to Sandy to figure it out and to show her he'd learned from his past mistake. "It's okay, SpongeBob," Sandy said, trying to comfort her new lover. "I ain't mad at you. It just took me by surprise is all. In the future, don't do that unless I tell you you can, alright?" "Okay, Sandy. Again, I'm really sorry. Nothing bad is going to happen, is it?" "Well, I don't think so. You and I are different species, so we probably won't have any little critters running around because of it. I assume y'all are clean too, so we should be pretty safe too."
It's good they covered this before.
Yeah, they had these conversations.
I assume y'all are clean.
SpongeBob didn't really understand what she was talking about. Little critters? Clean? Of course he was clean. He had showered this morning. Yeah. Sandy picked up on SpongeBob's inability to comprehend what she was saying. "Sorry, SpongeBob. Let me explain. I'm sure sponges maybe do it similar, but with mammals, when the male comes in the female, then the female can get pregnant. with little critters, babies. And clean, I mean no diseases or anything. Sometimes y'all can get into disease by having sex with one another. But don't worry, we ain't getting diseases since we're both clean. You just know, eh? Oh, okay, Sandy. I guess that makes sense. I don't think I want to be a daddy right now anyway.
Jeez.
With this sorted out, the couple cuddled up with one another in Sandy's bed and quickly drifted off to sleep. Next chapter. After that night, the pair were inseparable. They spent nearly every night together and would have sex every chance they had. So that's just a foreshadow of what's to come. If you would like to peep this fanfic online, it's called SpongeBob's Premature Goo. I'm Emma Decorte, and thank you for allowing me to read this piece to you.
That was great. Thank you so much.
I have to say, I'm a little uncomfortable with how little SpongeBob seems to know about what's going on here.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
But
really
also,
creepy because it seems so young. Like
like there are consent issues here that I'm just kind of, ooh.
But
not consent issues, but like.
No, he's not well versed yet.
No.
And they should have talked about some of this stuff before they had sex. I just couldn't stop imagining him in his little boxers or his little underwear. Why? Why was I thinking about that?
His overalls and his buck teeth.
Oh God.
His buck teeth biting down.
I think the parts that really got me were when it really didn't sound like you forget that it's SpongeBob and Sandy, and she's like, "How's my fucking tight pussy feel?"
She keeps calling him Spongy. I'm like, this is not a good nickname.
Sponge.
No.
Yeah. I loved there was like that first time that sort of mix of like clinical and dirty of like she guided his penis towards her waiting pussy. Things are not quite the same.
Yeah.
No.
I think that's the most I've heard the word pussy in a single story.
She doesn't call it anything else.
I didn't.
Pussy.
Good for her.
Yeah. I love that. She's really the boss. She's the boss in this relationship. And
she's the boss.
Sandy's a top. Who would have thought?
Yeah. I liked every time she referred to him as y'all. One person.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, really.
Like you said that, y'all ready for this? And
I know.
Like all of my muscles tightened. So it's time to play basketball now. Y'all shouldn't come in a girl unless we ask you. I mean, if that's not a t-shirt, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
See, yeah, if you're not laughing, you're learning. So we got to do both there. So that was great. Thank you so much. All right. With that, I think it's time for our first bonus game of the episode.
Yay.
This is a game that I love to play called A Rose by Any Other Name. How it works is I'm going to give you the title of a story that I found on fanfiction.net, and based on nothing but the title, I would like you to try and guess the fandom or property that the story was written about. Does that sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So our first title that I have for you is Love in the Trees.
That's Tarzan.
All right. Tarzan.
Bridge to Terabithia porn.
Oh, God.
Terabithia.
Owls of Ghoul.
Ooh.
Or to give it its full title, I believe, Legend of the Guardians,
There we go.
the
Too
Owls
many.
of Gahul.
Too long.
I'm going to give this one to Claire. I think Love in the Trees is a Planet of the Apes story.
Oh my God.
So, there's apes, there's people.
Yeah.
And Tarzan also has both of those things. So that was our first title. Our second title is Redheads Do It in the Dark.
Perhaps Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Pippi Longstocking.
Would you describe Clifford as a redhead?
Yes,
Yes,
totally.
Yes.
Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables, Pippi Longstocking, and Clifford the Big Red Dog. It's none of those things.
God.
Unfortunately, Redheads Do It in the Dark is an X-Files story.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Does anybody get a point on that one? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I know there's a small but strong debate online about whether or not Clifford the Big Red Dog counts as a kaiju. I think he does. So that, like, just with that somewhere deep in my brain, I'm like, well, that, Clifford, kaiju, X-Files. I don't know. There's something there.
Did you see the trailer for the Clifford the Big Red Dog live action?
I did, yeah.
He looks like he's covered in blood. He
Excellent.
looks like he's been doused in blood.
Excellent.
Well, I mean, they can't
Terrifying.
actually paint a dog red.
He's a blood puppy. It's scary.
It's a bloodhound.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to get the point on that one.
That's fair.
Oh, ladies, we got to step it up.
I know. God, we gotta get better.
Uh-oh.
Said Claire, winning the game so far. The final title for A Rose by Any Other Name this week is The Games That Monsters Play.
Oh, Where the Wild Things Are.
Okay.
I would say Monsters Inc. / Monsters U.
I'm going to say Sexy Pacific Rim.
The Games That Monsters Play is a Digimon story.
Oh,
Oh.
Cripes.
Oh, boy. And you all went with franchises where monsters are featured prominently. Are any of them really closer to Digimon than the others?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I think I am gonna give a point to everybody on this one.
Oh yay!
Aw, we're all winners.
Instead of nobody getting a point, I think everybody getting a point. Which means that by a score of 2 to 1 to 1, Claire is the winner of A Rose by Any Other Name.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yay!
Watch your backs, yo.
So Claire is taking an early claim, but before we get to Claire's story, we still have so much business to get through. Our next story is going to be brought to us by Candace Meeks.
Ooh, okay.
So Candace, out of any guest I've had on this show, you might be the one who is most qualified to talk about fan fiction.
Yeah, that's nice of you to say. I got into fan fiction really young, and I wrote a lot of smut. I used to perform a lot. I've sold a lot of my erotic fan fiction. I used to go to conventions and read constantly.
Dang, Emma, we got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, gee.
And then I started a production company to produce my Immortal the Webseries, which is a web series based off of a very famous, infamous Harry Potter fanfiction. So, I've been in the fanfiction world a lot.
Candace, you are one of the co-hosts of Dude Takedowns.
Sure am.
The other co-host, Bridget Can, appeared on this podcast, and she won. And your other co-host, Chris Middleton, appeared on this podcast, and he also won.
I know. They told me. They made me feel really bad, and that if I don't win, they're going to make fun of me. So.
Well, we'll see. If you do win today, then maybe I can get all three of you on an episode, and we find who's the ultimate champion of the three of you.
Fun.
Yeah.
But that's putting the cart before the horse, I think.
I don't think we'll ever beat Bridget's gritty fanfic, though. I don't think anybody can beat that.
Gosh, yeah. If anybody does want to listen to that, it's incredible, and I think I hurt myself laughing so hard at it.
Yeah.
That was episode 9, Talent, I believe. If you'd like to go back and listen to that, but go do that after listening to this one. So let's hear what Candace you've brought for us today.
Sure.
Do you want to intro it? Tell us a little bit about the story.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of TV, obviously, as a lot of us have been. And I got really into Superstore because it's on Netflix. I'll watch anything. And so this is my half spec script and half disgusting filth that I wrote about Superstore. It's titled Cloud 69. It was Valentine's Day at Cloud 9, and the employees were gathered around to be berated by Dina and listen to the morning announcements from Glenn. Listen up, butt lickers, Dina bellowed. We all know what day it is, but some of you have no idea about the danger that lies ahead. Oh, come on, Dina. We all hate Valentine's Day, but aren't you being a tad dramatic? Shut up, Jonah! You're exactly who I'm talking about. Dina picked up a huge photo from behind her. You think I'm talking about some balding, middle-aged man wondering what piece of $5 jewelry to buy for his wife last minute. No! This, she shows the picture to the group, is public enemy number 1 today. The picture is of a little cherub with wings in a diaper holding a red bow and arrow with hearts surrounding it. Cupid? Jonah asked, confused. Shh! We don't say the little devil's name. Unfortunately, this little fella causes a lot of trouble around here on Valentine's Day, Glenn explained. But, to be fair, Dina, it is his day. I don't care whose day it is. He's ruining Valentine's Day, and not this year. Last year, he made all of the hamsters in pet care human centipede each other, Cheyenne chimed in. Cheyenne, it would be hamster centipede, Mateo corrected. So you're telling me you all believe a mythical being comes into the store once a year to make hamsters fuck? Jonas was skeptical. You won't believe he's so mythical when he shoots you with an arrow and suddenly you're jizzing all over the cereal aisle, Dina warned. What? Jonas started. Enough questions, Dina yelled. We have work to do. You all have to be on high alert at all of your stations. I'll be watching security cameras. Garrett, you need to be my eyes and ears on the floor. Keep your eyes on the door from customer service and call me if you see any weird sexual activity. Since poor Myrtle is passed, I'll be door greeter today, Glenn said. If any mischief takes place, I'll be the first to know about it. Jesus, Glenn, you should be preventing it from happening at all. Everyone dispersed, but little did they know they already had an uninvited guest amongst them. I don't understand how Cupid could be real. He's a flying baby with a diaper, Jonah said. Dude, I didn't believe it either, until I saw the little guy harpoon Justine in the ass, and suddenly, her and Marcus were 69 on a pile of copy paper. What do you think will be the weirdest thing that we see this Valentine's Day? Mateo asked as him and Cheyenne were dressing mannequins. Nothing can be as weird as Bo having an orgy with the dogs in our jacuzzi last year. I had to convince the cops it wasn't bestiality and that the dogs wanted it. They all had to have a lot of therapy after that. Well, I'm just hoping to have a normal romantic night with my boyfriend Eric. No funny stuff, just him dressed up as a sheriff of a western ghost town, and me, the gorgeous madam of the local brothel, unable to fight off his advances. Ooh, sexy. I hope there are handcuffs involved. We can't afford them. We just used some rope from the hardware section. Guys, I think I screwed up. Glenn, why is your fucking dick out? And why is it on fire? The little fellow just flew right past me. I tried catching him with a butterfly catcher, but he shot me in the arm with an arrow, and the next thing I knew, I was lighting a candle to pour wax on my area, which is something that Jerusha and I like to do in our private time. Splash! Mateo poured his water bottle over Glenn's flaming member. Oh, thank you, Lord, Glenn said as smoke billowed from his gargantuan penis. I hope this doesn't blister. Did you know that Glenn had such a huge... Mateo whispered. Cheyenne just shrugged. Dina ran over to customer service. I just got word from Glenn that the little bastard has made it through the parameters. I knew I shouldn't be greeter. I can't wait until cloning becomes legal and I can just be everywhere at once and I won't need any of you deadweights. Dina, what do we do? Jonah whined. Oh, you won't be doing anything. You have the fragility of a porcelain doll and the complexion to match. Just lay low and hope Cupid doesn't force you to fuck the entire raccoon family living in the walls. Sounds like Cupid doesn't really understand consent, Jonah commented as he and Garrett rushed to hide. Oh, he doesn't care. He hates how commercialized Valentine's Day has become. Now he just comes into the store every year to make it everyone's worst nightmare. The only problem is, there are so many depraved people in Missouri, they just don't mind mindlessly fucking every person, animal, and inanimate object with no consequences. It's kind of like our version of the Purge. Oh my god, what are Sandra and Jerry doing? Sandra was down on her knees, wearing nothing but a viscose sheet from Housewares, sucking Jerry's cock while he was lying on top of her checkout station. Mom! Dad, stop it! You're embarrassing me! Look away, Tony! This is what Mommy and Daddy do in their alone time. Go hide somewhere safe! Sandra pleaded with her adult son, as she lowered herself onto his adoptive father's dick. Tony ran away as fast as he could. Oh my god! Jonah gasped as he pointed above them. A chubby-faced baby was flying over them, giggling hysterically. He is real! Yes, Jonah. Now, run before Carol forces you to use her anal beads, Garrett said as he wheeled away speedily. Oh, he wishes. Wait, Jonah, wait for me, Carol called as she ran after him. You won't get away with this, you bastard! Dina screamed as she tried to shoot Cupid with a shotgun. I have traps all over this store. You won't get out of here alive. Cupid just laughed as the bullets ricocheted off of him. Cupid aimed his arrow right at Dina and hit her in the tit. Ow! Son of a... Oh, damn it. Dina's eyes went dark and suddenly she was stripping in time to Black Velvet, which was playing on the intercom. Garrett stopped in his tracks. Boobs, he said as if in a trance. Jonah backtracked. Garrett, come on! You've seen Dina's boobs before. We've gotta go. It was too late. Garrett was mesmerized by Dina's gigantic breasts. You like that, big boy? Dina cooed. Yes, Daddy want. Garrett drooled as Dina straddled him and thrust her breasts into his face. Dina undid her work pants and shimmied them down her legs. Oh, fuck! Garrett cried as Dina's wet slit hit the sensitive head of his penis. Oh, yeah, fuck me, Daddy, Dina screamed as she bounced up and down on Garrett's huge hog. Dina was... What the hell is going on here? Her boyfriend Brian cried as he walked into the store to see Dina and Garrett just going to town on one another. I know I said we could be open, but that's for only when I'm away on business. Ow! Before he finished his sentence, Cupid hit him right in the butt with an arrow. Actually, I want in on this. Brian whipped out his dick and stuck it in Garrett's mouth. I want to see if you can suck this as well as you fuck my girlfriend. Ooh, ah! He screamed as Garrett wrapped his lips around his hard shaft. The entire store was now a full-on orgy. Cupid had created a hellmouth in St. Louis, and this making was cloud nine. Every aisle was full of naked customers, fondling each other's breasts, penetrating their grandparents with no-name beer bottles. Jonas screamed as Carol put a Hitachi magic wand up to his asshole. Carol, we shouldn't do this. Oh, okay. Oh, shut up, slave, she cried as she turned the vibration all the way up. Come for me! Ah! Jonah came all over a row of laundry detergent. The entire store was now a den of sin, and Cupid was the conductor. A cacophony of moaning and orgasms could be heard from the parking lot, where Glenn and Jerusha were engaging in cunnilingus. Cupid looked around, proud of his work. Cheyenne was fingering herself with a mannequin hand. Eric had shown up in a full sheriff uniform, complete with assless chaps, and was untying Mateo from a corset while doing him from behind. Garrett was getting rammed by Brian while Dina was hoovering Garrett's dick. Cupid yawned. It was time to go. He was tired. He flew away, breaking his curse with the flick of his diapered bum. Sometime later, Dina sighed as she buttoned up her blouse. Thank God that's over. Cheyenne's phone rang. Ugh, it's the cops, she moaned. I hope Bo didn't fuck the dogs again. She answered the phone as she walked away. Now I just have to figure out a way to avoid Carol forever. Unrelated, but how much do you think a Hitachi magic wand is? Jonah asked Garrett. Tony came out from behind some drywall. Hey, Mom? I think I might have impregnated this raccoon. I don't have to marry her, do I? He asked Sandra. The raccoon popped out from behind him and immediately tried to undo his pants. Monica, not here, okay? The end.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So we've had sponges impregnating squirrels, maybe. We've got people impregnating raccoons behind drywall. Valentine's Day. There was a lot more bestiality in that story than I was expecting.
I'm so sorry.
There's a lot of animal stuff happening, animal content.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm not going to break
Oh, well.
that mold, so I'm just really proud of all of us.
Did I hear the word, was it cumductor?
Yes.
A+ work.
Thank you. Thank you. I was proud of that one.
I just I'm not hyper familiar with the show, but like I know some of the names of like the characters and the actors playing it, so I think of them in terms of like the actor names.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like it feels almost like sacrilegious to talk about like Mark McKinney's dick.
Yeah, I know.
He seems like such a
I
nice
know.
man.
And I really want to do the voice he does, but I can't do it. So I was like, I'm not going to try.
Oh, one of Ottawa's greatest treasures, Mark
Yep.
McKinney. Oh my
Well,
word.
when you put this out, just tag him on Twitter.
Oh yeah. Hey.
That's beautiful. I know. I kind of want to send it to Lauren Ash and be like, you want to read this?
She's cool. She'll do it.
Yep. I'm like, I'm disgusting, but you can read it if you want to.
Oh man. Thank you so much for that story.
You're
That
welcome.
was really, really good. This brings us to our second bonus game of the episode. This is a game that we always play, and it's my favorite game on the show. It's called Fill That Gap. How it works, I'm going to read the beginning of an excerpt, again from a story I found on fanfiction.net, and I would like you all to take a crack at completing the line. So when I say
Okay.
blank, there'll be sort of the end of a phrase, the end of a sentence there. And I'd like you to take your best guess. I'll award a point to whoever ends up closest somehow. It'll be very arbitrary, I promise you.
Great.
Our first excerpt begins, "Rabbit, you fucking whore. I leave for 2 minutes and you're already fucking every guy in the forest," Tigger bawled. Then Rabbit said, blank.
I'm gonna say, I just saw you bouncing on a dick, so you're one to talk.
Working in Tigger's proclivity for bouncing.
Mm-hmm.
I only fuck the ones with the most carrots, and you were all out of carrots.
I'm gonna say, listen, I've just been jonesing for some nookie.
I mean, straightforward.
Yeah.
Nookie. Oh, it's such an old-fashioned word, and yet so inexorably tied to Fred Durst.
Yeah.
It's so strange that their words exist like that. The complete excerpt reads, "Rabbit, you fucking whore. I leave for 2 minutes and you're already fucking every guy in the forest," Tigger bawled. Then Rabbit said, "Well, why not? You're not man enough for this ass."
Ooh, shit.
Oh no.
So I really don't know what to do here, because it's
I feel like what Candace's was the most sassy, and I feel like that was the sassiest.
yeah, I
like-
think it sort of has the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also actually tied it to, carrots, which is a thing that rabbits like.
Yep.
So in a way, Candace's answer is better than the real answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
So we'll give Candace a point for that one. Our second excerpt begins, "Oh, I'm fine. It's just that, well, you're so hot, Bart." Millhouse, blank.
Oh, of course. Yep.
I always say don't have a cow, but have you ever fucked a cow?
Okay.
Wait, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pause.
Mhm.
Is this saying that? So, is Millhouse about to say something to Bart, or Millhouse is about to do something because Bart's so hot? Or like,
I'll give you a hint that Millhouse is about to do something.
Okay. Okay.
okay.
So if Claire, you want to amend your answer with that new information, I'm more than happy to let you.
Oh.
I'll say Millhouse then came so deep in Bart's ass. is what I think happened.
Milhouse stuck his dick into Bart's leg cast and rubbed it against his leg hairs.
Oh, gross, but demonstrates your knowledge of the show.
I'm just gonna stick with my answer. I don't know if I can get grosser than that.
All right. The actual answer is not even that gross. The full excerpt reads, "Oh, I'm fine. It's just that, well, you're so hot, Bart. Milhouse stripped so fast that didn't know if he's superhero or not."
I wish I wrote that.
Wow.
Damn it.
So,
Brilliant.
Who gets the... Candace had the grossest answer, and I don't want to reward that. I'm sorry, gang. Nothing's really leaping out at me. You're all doing such great work. But the way that I've decided to arbitrarily score this is not always the best. Ah, well, we'll just move on. This last one, I will give you a hint going into this excerpt that this is a crossover story.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So the excerpt begins. Finally, they were going all at it as Elsa was shallowing whole... I'm going to start that again. Finally, they were going all at it as Elsa was shallowing cold, hard dick straight down her throat as blank. I imagine it's supposed to be swallowing, but it does say shallowing.
As Gimli thought to himself, well, she might be a lesser Galadriel, but she's still blonde.
As Shrek raised his fist to the sky and yelled, "Yes!"
Raised his fist to the sky.
As Mr. Freeze was about to come ice cold jizz into her throat.
Ugh.
Ooh. And you know, it's because Candace there heard the phrase cold hard dick and decided to put her brain to work. It's not Mr. Freeze, but you are going to get the point on this because it's somebody similarly cybernetic. Finally, they were going all at it as Elsa was shallowing cold hard dick straight down her throat as RoboCop grabbed the back of her hair and thrusted her head back and forth like a lion.
Jesus.
Oh my god, dude.
It was RoboCop.
Of course. How could we be so stupid?
That classic pairing of RoboCop and Elsa. I don't know. I have a special place in my heart for RoboCop, and I came across this, and I was like, I can't not have RoboCop in the show.
As you should.
Of course.
So after that run by a score of, I believe 2-0, it's Candace takes this game.
Thank you all.
Dang.
Good job.
Very, very well done. And so with that, our final bonus game in the tank, we've got one more story left to hear, and that story is going to be brought to us by Claire.
All right, so this story brought to us by an archive of our own. It's called Changes, Part 6. Of how many parts? I don't know. A lot. By user Squeaky Two Toy. And it is a Jurassic Park Ellie/Alan erotica story. So I chose this because I went into this just arbitrarily deciding that I wanted to do dino porn.
Sure, yeah.
But then I found the story, and the author's note literally started off with "Happy Valentine's Day."
Oh my god!
So I thought absolutely, and then the description said, when they find a room full of raptor restraints, Ellie, who has recently been turned into a raptor, learns how freeing it can feel to submit to the one you love.
Oh boy.
Prep yourselves.
I can't.
No, you can't. Just go with me here. Okay. So I cannot stress enough that one of them is a human and one of them is a velociraptor. Just keep that in your head. Another mile down the overgrown road, they came upon an animal paddock, one that looked eerily familiar to them. It was similar in design to the old velociraptor pen they had seen on their first visit to Nublar, but the concrete walls topped with long-dead electric fencing were overgrown with thick vegetation. The gate on one of these walls was wide open. The first thing they noticed upon looking inside were the 5 sets of raptor restraints on one side of the room, built onto a large metal frame. One set was broken. "What do you think they used this place for?" Alan asked. "And do we even want to know?" Ellie didn't want to think about that now. Whether they were used for simple medical examinations or something much more unethical. She was more interested in what they could be used for. Her reptilian sex drive had taken over again, hormones flooding her head and genitals. She had one desire right now: mate. Her cloaca tingled with arousal at the thought of her lover tying her here and using her for his pleasure. Alan was always the submissive one in their relationship, and being restrained and dominated relaxed him. Maybe she could find some release from her homesick feelings by letting him dominate her for once. She was an animal now. She was ready to give into it. She would be Alan's pet. What do you think happened here? Alan asked as he looked around. Couldn't have been anything good. Ellie chirred distantly in reply, her amorous desires overriding any curiosity she might have about this place at the moment.
I don't know why I expected her to be able to talk.
Oh, wait for it, Paul. Yes, she could see the appeal of it, of handing over all control of one's body to the one person they trusted the most. Or people, as in Alan's case, he sometimes let Ian dom him too. Being tied here and dominated would bring her the release she so desperately needed. She was now sure of it. She stepped up to one of the intact restraints and placed her snout in the specially designed muzzle cage attached to the metal frame. "Hey, there's another door over here," Alan called from a corner. Round doorknobs, so they did learn a few things from the old park. He turned the knob and pulled, but the door wouldn't open. "Locked," he sighed. "Wait, you could pick this. You have claws. You can..." Ellie sang out in needful lust. Alan turned to see his reptilian lover waiting for him on the restraint frame, ready to be strapped in and fucked. Oh. Right here? Alan asked, surprised. "I don't know if I like this. The broken restraints. I can't help but think that something awful happened in here." Ellie sang again, more insistently, lining up her arms and legs with the ergonomically molded steel rests bolted into the frame. The metal felt cold and smooth against her scales. You want me to strap you in?" Alan asked her gently. "You sure about this?" Ellie nodded and chirred. "I'm your pet now. Treat me like it," she thought. Oh. "You dirty dinosaur! You know I can't possibly resist you now, don't you?" he asked her as he placed a hand on her scaly flank. "Oh, Ellie, I'll take you any way you'll let me, my precious alpha." He closed the sliding door and hooked the latch in place, locking out the rest of the world. Alan carefully fastened the leather straps onto Ellie's scaly limbs.
I know I'm laughing so hard about locking the door, but I guess if you're about to fuck a raptor, you're going to take any precaution just in case.
Hey man, you need privacy for this. Alan carefully fastened the leather straps onto Ellie's scaly limbs. "Wait," he said, his hand lingering in hesitation on the neck strap. "I'll need a kiss first, my love." Obediently, Ellie removed her face from the muzzle cage and let him kiss her passionately on the mouth. Their tongues mingled for a brief, sweet moment. Alan ran his fingers through her silky feathers. "Oh, my beautiful beast," he whispered passionately as their lips parted. "But if anyone else dares call you a beast, I'll rip their fucking lungs out." Oh my god. It's my favorite line in the whole thing. They kissed again, long and deep. Ellie turned and placed her snout back into the muzzle cage. She purred as Alan fastened the straps behind her neck. He fastened the final strap, one that held her tail vertically above her, and then knelt behind her, admiring her shapely reptilian hindquarters. His fingers traced the scaly lips of her cloaca, his gentle and teasing touch driving her crazy with the desire for more stimulation. She sang out needfully. Alan chuckled. You're at my mercy now, love, remember? Ellie snorted and warbled in frustrated anticipation. She shivered and thrust against him frantically, and he pulled away teasingly to watch her squirm. Not yet, he purred. You get off when I decide to let you, my dirty little dinosaur. He resumed, cock-teasing her into a frenzy. Sing to me, my pet, he commanded. I'm an animal, Ellie thought as she sang out obediently in another cry of lust. I'm your animal. Fuck me, use me, make me your dino whore. He plunged his cock into her slippery depths, moaning as he entered her. Ellie shivered with pleasure under him, sighing with anticipation as his girth filled her. Though not as long or thick as his arm, his still massive 12 inches still hit all the right spots. His fuzzy mammalian balls slapped softly against her scaly reptilian slit with each thrust, intensifying the pleasure. She shivered with delight at this gentle reminder of their now zoophilic relationship. Perhaps she did like being a raptor, so long as she was Alan's raptor. Alan's hands ruffled the feathers on her back, his fingers raking roughly through them from the base of her tail to her shoulder. Ellie shivered under him at the slight pinprick pain of a few feathers being unintentionally plucked from her skin, but she welcomed and savored every sensation, knowing that Alan would never truly hurt her. Say my name, he whispered passionately. Ellie made a few awkward squawks, trying to speak. Come on, Alan coaxed her gently. You know who you belong to. I want to hear you say it. Alan, she cried, comforted and thrilled at his declaration of ownership over her. Alan! Oh, Alan! She sounded almost human for an instant.
Oh my God.
Good girl, Alan praised her. That's right. You're my dinosaur. All mine. I've always been yours, my love, she longed to remind him. The end. That is heavily edited, but that's the gist.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck.
That was really hot, actually.
Yikes.
What was it for you? Was it the fuzzy mammalian balls, or?
Yeah. Also, he fucked her so hard, she's almost a human.
Oh my God. I just I don't know, thinking about her cloaca, I was like, I'm sick.
Oh my God.
Her slippery depths. Holy shit.
Can you believe that I honestly cut out a lot of the grosser stuff from that? Because I did.
That's funny.
There's a lot.
It read so well, Claire. It really, you should be an editor.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, I was so nervous reading mine. You're just like, I'm a cool cucumber talking about.
I mean, to your credit, I did not write mine, and I never have. So I will always give muchos credit to people who write their own.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Far too awkward to a human being to write my own.
And I've never had sex, so.
Oh my word! Thank you so much, Claire. That was.
I got you.
Lock the door. I gotta lock the door, of course.
I don't know why that got me so hard. It was like the most innocuous thing in the whole story. Like, yeah, you lock the door. And
of course, for a private moment, duh.
He also says, he'll shut the whole world out.
Yeah.
And I was like, you really think that's what that does? You lock the whole world out? I'm fixating.
there, like, and he was like on a weird train of thought even before that of like, oh man, like they got round doorknobs now. No, it's locked, but you can pick the lock because you've got claws.
I know
It's
that
like,
was
I don't think that.
that's my favorite. Where he's like, "Oh, the doorknobs are round." Like derp 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 derp. I don't know. It's a lot.
Oh boy.
Always happy to bring the weird.
I mean, well, yeah. First the Tony Stark lactation, and now this.
I got a
I
brand.
think, yeah, and I think you're building it very strongly.
Thanks, bud.
With that, our last story today, I guess that means it's time for us to choose a winner. So we're going to go around the circle, and we're each going to cast our vote and decide who deserves the championship today. So we'll start with Claire. Who do you think was today's winner?
I don't know. Just so we're all aware, can you or can you not vote for yourself?
You can. I mean, we had one episode where all of the readers insisted on voting for themselves, and this whole final part of the show lasted about 20 minutes.
No, that's fair. Okay, I'm gonna go with. Oh boy, I'm gonna go with Emma just because I got to imagine a squirrel saying, "Y'all ready for this?"
Yeah.
Kind of neat.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, Emma, how about you?
I think that I'm gonna have to go with Claire's story because I do think that I just can't get over. I don't know. I think it read really well, and I can't get over it, and I'm gonna be thinking about it for a long time. I think. And it made me horny, so
that's fair.
I'll send you the full thing, Emma.
Yeah, put it in the spank bank for later.
Yep.
Candace, who do you think was this week's winner?
I think Emma, because I can't stop thinking about SpongeBob and his little tiny whitey. But also, it's just kind of sweet that, like,
that he was
Sandy
a child.
Was just really there for SpongeBob, and SpongeBob was really there for Sandy.
Wow. Wow, guys.
Oh boy. I think.
What do you vote for?
For my part, I'm gonna have to give my vote to Claire, just because. I mean, there were a couple times there I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. Slippery depths is a phrase. I've heard a lot of weird phrases doing this, but that one's gonna stick with me. Holy shit!
Also, I didn't know dinosaurs had feathers.
Yeah, they do.
Unreal.
Yep,
that was crazy.
And also, like, we know that Alan is like super into dinosaurs being birds.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
Of course, he'd fuck that raptor.
And it's not just any raptor, right?
It's Ellie.
It's Ellie in the
Laura
body
Dern.
of a raptor. It's a Laura Dern raptor. I could buy anybody to.
That's true.
See a Laura Dern raptor and not get all hot under the denim collar.
That's true.
Right?
All right, so it looks like we've got 2 points for Claire, 2 points for Emma.
It's a tie.
So our first tiebreaker, as always, did anybody write their own story?
Candace.
I wrote mine.
So Claire and Emma neither did. And then the second tiebreaker is the bonus games.
But I'll say that Claire edited hers, whereas mine was unedited. So I do think that deserves an extra little bit.
Because Claire put in a little bit of extra work.
Yeah.
But even so, if we take it to the second tiebreaker with the bonus games, Claire did win our first bonus game. So I think that means it is time to announce that the winner of this week's episode and our champion is Clare Blackwood.
Whoa! My first win!
You did it!
Yeah!
Excellent.
What are you going to do now that you finally achieved your life goal of winning the porn show?
Watch Jurassic Park. Kidding.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go look up that story and find all the gross parts that you cut out.
I will literally just put it in the chat after we're finished.
Great, thank you.
Perfect.
I was like, no, I gotta see them.
I gotta know. I gotta know. You planted that seed, and now I'm I know there's some weird shit out there now.
Okay,
You told me exactly where to find it.
Yeah,
gonna keep us up all night.
there is a lot of Jurassic Park porn, and like dinosaur stuff, and a lot to do with Alan and Ellie. So there's one where he's the raptor, and like he manages to tell her that it's him by like picking up his hat and being like, "Look, it's my hat, it's me,"
and putting the hat on.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I had to read a lot of these before selecting the one that I did. So I'm gonna have great dreams tonight.
Oh boy!
If you're looking for some good dinosaur porn out there, everybody, there is a classic Jurassic Park story out there called "Root Her."
Oh, there is. I know.
Instead of "Shoot Her," off that classic opening scene from the first Jurassic Park movie. Go and check that one out. Candace, it's pretty sexually violent, so I know you're going to love it.
Oh, perfect.
Great. Now that we have declared our champion, it's time for some plugs. Anybody working on anything and that they want to mention, name check, even if you're not working on anything you just want to say to our listeners?
Yeah, I will. I mean, you kind of plugged it in the beginning, but I'll say that I'm plugging my new late night show. It's called Late Night in Canada. It's basically like if Colbert were Canadian and much less cool. Basically, I'm telling you about politics in a hopefully comedic way, and I have lots of awesome people to interview, and everybody from politicians to actors to rappers, to, like all over the board. So check it out. I'm working on episode 3 right now, so there isn't a whole lot to catch up on, and I hope you like it.
Yeah, I will say for my part that the first episode does have a brilliant interview with Dr. Jill Andrews, a NDP Minister of Provincial Parliament, and I was very moved by the interview because it really felt nice to know that there was somebody out there vocalizing exactly how they're in government fighting for things that are very, very important to me personally. So
she's super cool.
Yeah, it was really, really great. So thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure.
Awesome. Candace, anything you'd like to promote or say?
Yeah, you mentioned it already, but my podcast with Chris Middleton and Bridget Can, Dude Takedowns, it comes out every Tuesday, and we rate bad TV, basically. Some that we love and some that we hate with a passion. And I think the episode that just came out was Cobra Kai season 3.
Oh.
And Bridget and I loved it, so you can hear us doing a lot of hiya the whole time.
Bridget and I loved it, implying that maybe Chris didn't, or
no, Chris loved it, but he didn't really understand that we want to now be in Cobra Kai. So listen to that wherever you get your podcasts, and yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Awesome, excellent. Emma, how about you?
Because of the times, I'm not really working on anything right now, but as soon as live comedy comes back, I'll hopefully be on that harder than ever. You can find me in shows by following me on Instagram at Emma So Juicy, and also on Twitter at Emma Excuse Me. So yeah, and Twitter's more if you like my overall tone as a person.
I like that. That's how I'm going to describe my my Twitter.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good way. It's like if you like what you hear,
yeah,
you'll see it and read it there. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Love everyone. Love you guys.
My parents are on my Facebook, but my parents are not allowed on my Twitter.
Yeah, my parents aren't allowed on my Twitter or my Instagram, so that's where I put all my smut.
Yeah.
My dad listens to this show, so.
Oh, beautiful.
That's fair. I feel like I'm just a lot more like of my truly cynical self on Twitter, and so I'm afraid that if my parents followed me or joined a Twitter account, they'd be like, "Why did you say that you're a flaming pile of garbage today, Claire? Are you okay?" And they just wouldn't understand that that's just funny to me.
Yeah.
But Twitter's the place where you can be like, feeling like a dumpster fire today, and people are like, "LOL, same."
Yeah, that's what comedy is now. Mom and Dad, pull up a chair and get depressed.
Yeah, right?
Pull up a chair and get depressed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my Twitter's pretty filthy, so no one's allowed. Well, I mean, my first and last name are both on it, but I mean, my parents haven't found it yet, so that's good.
Okay, good.
My Twitter's just jokes and gripes, but it's at CC Meeks, my Twitter and my Instagram. But my Instagram is just like gay shit. So I mean, I guess my parents can look at it if they want to see a bunch of gay shit.
Your parents are listening to this podcast right now live, so they're on their way.
The last thing I have to say then is thank you to all of our guests. We had Clare Blackwood, we had Candace Meeks, and we had Emma Decorte. Thank you all so much for those 3 wonderful stories. Was so stoked to have you on for this, our Valentine's Day special. I hope that it has inspired blossoming feelings of love and affection in the hearts of all of our listeners. That last one especially.
I hope all of y'all want to fuck a saurus.
Yeah. Remember, if your partner gets turned into a velociraptor and you don't find them attractive anymore, was it really love in the first place?
Yeah, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
There you go.
So thank you all for listening and being scolded like that. Congratulations again to our winner, Claire. And we're going to see you all next time for another episode of The Pen is Mightier. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Wear a mask. We love you. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.